Hi everyone, welcome to Excel with UT. So in today's session, we are going to again see yet another usage of ChatGPT, the AI platform. And today we are going to see how you can use ChatGPT to write macros for your Excel. So macros are basically nothing but these are MS Excel backend coding way for which are used to automate your task in the Excel. So these are the inbuilt functionalities of the Excel, and you need to write codes, and these macros are nothing but the automation codes that you write. So I'm going to show you in this video how you can use ChatGPT to write these codes for you. This is the scenario that you have in hand, and how you can use these codes to run the macro and get your task done. So it's a very fantastic way to uh, be efficient and use the artificial intelligence platform ChatGPT, and it can help you to do the task that's taking hours in maybe minutes or fraction of seconds. So let's get to the data. So we have the data here, which are nothing but the customers of the customers and their monthly sales data and the order count for them. So we have two tasks here. So so let's go to the task one here. So this is the monthly sales data here and the monthly order data we have taken from there. So we have the number of orders that the customers have done basis in a particular month here. So what I want here is I want the order count. I want the customers and the order count to be arranged from highest to lowest. So basically, I want the customer with the highest order count to come at the top, and then in a descending order, I want the customers with their orders to be arranged in this data set. So let's see how the chat gpt can help us to get this to help us to write a macro which can enable us to do this task here. So let's go to chat gpt. We'll open the web browser. Let's say chat gpt. We'll open the chat gpt platform. So this is the official page of chat gpt here. So let's start writing our prompt here. So let me say sort my data by order count, and let me just give the column here for all the order count here, uh, column D in the descending order, so that the customer with the highest order count appears at top. I don't need to give this much of clarity. I can just give till here as well, descending order, but just to show you, it's always better to give more clarity. So I'll just write here, give me a Excel VBA code to sort my data by order count in the descending order, so that the customers with the highest order count appears at top. So I've added this line, give me Excel VBA code, so that it gives me that code. So now let me just say enter. Yeah, so here it is. It's given me the code here. Okay, so it's written this code here, and even though the task looks simple, the coding for that as well, you can see it has kind of created certain number of lines to write here. And what it's saying, if you have the headers in row 1 and the order count values are in column D, so that's the order count values, this will work. Okay, so your headers are in row 1, So let me just go to the data here. So my headers are in, let me just put the headers in row 1. So I think that's the, and the order count is at row D. So that's okay. I just made the headers in the row 1. I think so. This you need to kind of check what he's kind of the chat GPT is assuming, and just align the data basis that, so that the work, so that the uh, macro works perfectly fine, because he's written the macro with these assumptions here, and you need to just check the your data aligns with the assumption here. So what we can do now, let's go to back to the data here. Now just open the macro. Uh, so it's the editor module here. We need to write the code here. So let me just go to the insert here, and I'll insert a module here. So I'll just go back to the web browser where we had the code. So this is the code here. I'll copy this code from here, and I'll go back to our VBA editor here, and I'll paste this code here. Just close this window here, and we can close this as well. So now let's see how it works here. So we can go to the developer tab here. So you'll have the developer tab in the upper ribbon. So in case you don't have this, I can show you. You can just go to files here and go to options. And in the options, you go to the customize ribbon. And here you can see these are the list of your tabs in the ribbon there. And you just need to make it all tabs, and you can see you have the developer tab here. So it must be unchecked if you don't seeing it in your tabs in the Excel. You just have to check it. So in my case it's already checked, so that's okay. I'll cancel it. Then here, once you just come here, you'll go to the macros button, and you see it has that's the macro sort by order count here. Now let me just put it here, and I'll run this, and here you go. Data sorted by order count, highest to lowest. It's given the message as well, and I'll say okay. And now you can see it has arranged the data in from a highest to lowest order count value here. So that's the task. It has performed, and it has given the VBA code there. And once we pasted that code there, it has done the task very easily. So that's how you can run the macro using the chat GPT, and the task will be done very easily. Now let's see another example here. We'll go to the second task here. So we just have the additional sales information in this data here, and it's the same data. We have the additional sales values here. So what you're trying to do here, so I'm combining few tasks here. So what I want here, basically I want the customer's name separated with their first name and their last name, and I want them in separate columns, separate new columns. And then I want the macro to highlight the first 5 customers with the highest sales value. So I want the top 5 sales value to be highlighted. And then I also want to create a small pie chart for the same 5 customers, showing them the percent sale of around the total sales value that we have. So these are few tasks I want to get out of this data here. And let's see, can the chat GPT give me a macro to incorporate all these tasks here. So let's go back to the web version here, chat GPT, and we'll have to be little precise and exhaustive both at the same time, because we have a couple of tasks here. So let me just try to uh, attempt the prompt here. Give me a macro to separate the first and the last name of the customers with space in between in the new columns, and then highlight the top 5 customers with highest sales value. And then we'll say also make a pie chart showing the percent sales for these top customers. So that's the prompt that we have given. Let's say enter now. So yeah, see, it has identified the task that you've given him, that's splitting the first and then last names, sorting the data, highlighting the top 5 customers, and then creating a pie chart here. So these are the tasks that we wanted. Now there are some assumptions, and let's see. So it's saying column A has the customer name and column B has the sales value. So let's see. Let's go back to the data. Now we have a slightly other order here. So let's make the column A as the customers here, and we'll make the column B as the sales here, as required in the assumption here. And I think that's the required format here. So we need to align with the assumption here, which the ChatGPT is assuming here, because it will create the macro basis that assumption here. Okay, so see, that's the macro it has created, and you can see it as it's an exhaustive macro here. Any fine developer will try to write this macro. It'll take at least half an hour, 40 minutes to complete this. So this is something which the ChatGPT has readily done for us. So let's copy the code from here. We'll go back to the Excel here, and we'll open the editor, Alt F1. So that's the shortcut, Alt F1. The Alt F1. So that's the shortcut here. So you can just go to, you can just kind of insert, you can open a module here. I already have few modules here, so I'll just click on any of the one here, and I'll paste the code here. And so that's how you can save it here. You can close this. Now you can close this, and you can come back to your sheet here. Now just you have to go to the developer tab. So I already mentioned how you can see this developer tab if you not have in your ribbon here. Now go to this macros button. Now I have this top 5 customer analysis. So this is the one that we are trying to see. Let's try to run this and see. Let's try to run this and see if we are able to get the results or not. So here you see it has created the results for us. So you can see it has arranged the data for the top 5 customers with the highest sales number here. It has given me it has separated the customer's name in the first, with the first name in a new column and the last name in the new column here as well. And then finally, as we wanted the top 5 customers, their sales contribution, it has given us the top 5 customers, and it has created the sales pie chart here as well. So that's how it has, you can see the macro has worked perfectly here. And we can use ChatGPT to create that macro. You just need to simplify the scenario. We just need to mention the scenario here. So you just need to specify what conditions you want here, and the Excel will create a macro for you. So that's how you can use ChatGPT to get that macro, and you can run it in the Excel and get your task done. So I'll just give you a bonus tip here. Uh, you can just create a small button here. So let me just try to show you this again. So probably I'll copy this data here and I'll paste it here. So we're just gonna take the original data. So I'll take these sales because the one that we've taken is already arranged here, and customer names are fine. We don't need any changes there. That's okay to go. Now what you can do here, you can insert you can make a button here, you can insert a shape here. Let's create a shape here, and let me just say sales analysis button, and let me just keep it to on the top here, or maybe just I can keep it here because I need the space to the chart to come here. So once you've done this, just right click here, right click on the shape here and say assign macro. So it will open the same dialog box which you opened going through the developer tab and going through the macro here. Now I'll assign this macro and say okay. Now the button has been created. Now you don't need to go to the developer tab and you don't need to open the dialog box manually here. You can simply click on this button and you can achieve the results. So let's see if this works or not. We'll click this button and here you go. It has given us the same results, and we just got this by clicking on this button. So this is how you can create the button and you can get the same result what we achieved in our prior sheet here. So that's how you can use ChatGPT to work with the Excel macros. And so these are basically the Visual Basic coding that we have, and we can use those macros readily in our Excel and get the automated jobs done. So I think you had some learning in the video. Comment me in the comment box if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.